Hello friends, it's Crystal and welcome back to my cottage. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how I decorated my kitchen, my dining room, and my little French cafe for the winter months. I've added some extra logs to the fire to make it extra cozy for you guys, and I've also made my favorite cup of hot chai tea. So I'll put in the description how I made this so that you guys can make your very own cup of hot chai tea. So get cozy and let's get to decorating for winter. We're starting off in my kitchen and we're going to be decorating my coffee bar first. So I'm using my wooden coffee mug holder and I'm adding my copper coffee mugs along with some other coffee mugs that say latte and cappuccino for the coffee bar. I'm also adding this apothecary jar. It's a glass jar and I purchased it from Goodwill. I simply filled it with some coffee beans and I'm adding a battery operated LED candle down in the middle of it just for some extra light and warmth here on my coffee bar. It's such a cute idea with these coffee beans. And because I am a baker, I love keeping baked goods on this portion of my coffee bar. And if I don't have any fresh baked goods like cupcakes or muffins, then I like to use these faux French bread loaves. These were also purchased at Hobby Lobby, and I love to keep these out to give the French aesthetic look that goes so well with my French country theme. Next, I'm decorating a little corner on my countertops, and I'm using this round wooden tray that I purchased from Home Goods, and I just fill this wooden tray with all of the essentials that I use in baking and cooking every day. I'm starting out by filling my little ceramic milk pot. I tied some wooden measuring spoons to this just for added visual effect. And then I'm tucking down some green pines and some dried out wheat. And then I'm adding my wooden spoons and spatulas to this just to make a cute little jug that has all of my wooden spoons and measuring devices. And next I'm adding my canister of sugar and my canister of flour. I'll also be adding my copper salt and pepper shakers as well as my olive oil that I use each day for cooking. And this cute little vignette or countertop arrangement is perfect for having all of the things that I need to cook with on a daily basis. And because I'm a baker, I keep my KitchenAid mixer out all year long, and I enjoy just draping hand towels or fresh linens over it just to give it a more visually pleasing look. And then I added some pine and pine cone twigs to the top of this. Next, we're moving to the opposite end of my countertops because there is just an empty corner here, and I'm just taking a wooden cutting board, I'm taking a stone pot, and I'm taking one of these cute little faux pine trees from Hobby Lobby. I'm tucking that down in my stone pot just for some added height and some of that stone effect that also goes perfectly with my backsplash. And I'm just placing that here on top of my wooden cutting board. And then I'm going to be adding a cute little milk glass bottle candle that I purchased from Cracker Barrel. It smells so good, and I absolutely love shopping at Cracker Barrel for some of my home decor and my candles. Next, I'll be decorating next to my farmhouse sink, and I've just added a little wooden riser that I purchased from Home Goods, and I'm adding dish soaps, and hand lotion. One of my favorites for this time of year is the Mrs. Meyer's Snowball scent, which you can see here. Next, we're moving into my little French cafe, which is actually our breakfast nook that's right off of our kitchen. And I turned this into a little French cafe because I love French cafes. And my home is done in a French country theme. And I thought this area would be the perfect spot for my own little French cafe. So here I'm just decorating the top of my little potato bin. I've added a stone riser with a stone lamp. I took my little vintage wooden sled, added some pine greenery and a candle, and it made the cutest little vignette on top of my French hutch. Next, we're going to be moving on to my tea bar, which is also in my French cafe. And I'm just making a vignette that's going to go in the center of my tea bar. If you've watched previous videos, you've seen me make this vignette a million times. And you know that in this little wooden tray, I keep all of the things that I use to have tea with. So I'm just adding extra risers, wooden risers. This little ceramic riser, you will see me take that out in a minute, and I'm going to add another wooden riser. So I've just added those in there for height because I'm going to put some bowls and some plates on those. And then of course all around I'm layering this draping green jasmine leaf that I purchased from Hobby Lobby. This is one of my favorite green plants to use in my home because it has that deep forest green that just reminds me of nature, and it looks so real and so authentic. This draping green jasmine leaf also hangs from my fireplace mantle, and I just use it pretty much for every season. Now I'm adding some white bowls and some white ceramic plates to this little vignette to have for serving tea with. And then I'm also adding these cute little white teacups. I purchased this whole matching set from my local Goodwill, and each piece was 99 cents. So I paid $12 for everything here, all of the dishes here in this little vignette. So don't forget to shop at your local Goodwill, especially if you need some extra dishes. And now I am just layering on some green eucalyptus to give it a touch of elegance. Eucalyptus is my favorite green plant to work with as well, and you'll see that all throughout my home also. And then on top of that eucalyptus, I'm going to layer in some pine cones to give it that wooded, snowy, wintry effect. And now I'm adding that wooden tray to the center of my tea bar, and it is so perfect here and is actually great for serving tea for all of my guests. Next, I'm taking a wooden tier tray that I also purchased from Hobby Lobby, and I'm just adding some faux muffins along with this cute little glass teapot. This glass teapot actually has herbal tea in it, and when you add hot water, it blooms into beautiful flowers that you can actually drink. It's so good and it's so beautiful, and I'll link that in my description box. But I love having this tier tray on my tea bar because when you have tea, you're supposed to have little snacks and sandwiches and sweet desserts. So it's very fitting to keep here. And I actually do use this when I have tea time, and I actually put real desserts on this tray. Next, I'm adding my vintage tea set. This is one of my favorite pieces because it is vintage and because it's tarnished. And it just reminds me of something that they would have used in a French chateau to have tea with. People have asked me if I'm ever going to polish this silver and get it back to its beautiful silver state. And I always tell them no because I love the tarnished look and it just makes it look that much older. And I never really serve tea out of this. I serve tea in some of my newer tea sets. So this is strictly for decor and I love it. Next, we're moving to the table that is located in my little French cafe just in front of my tea bar. And I always like to keep fresh florals here just because of the sun shining through all of the big windows. And then, of course, I added a vintage candle with a vintage candle holder just to make it feel like we were actually in a little cafe. And I've shared with you guys before that all of the furniture you see in my little French cafe, I purchased all of it from Facebook Marketplace. The credenza, which is the tea bar, the table, and even this little hutch that holds my potatoes, I refurbished every bit of those and just gave them that extra touch that they needed with some new paint and some fresh fabrics. And it would not be a French cafe without awnings over these large windows. So my husband made those wooden awnings for me, and it just really added to the elegance and made it feel more like a cafe. Next and lastly, we're moving into my dining room, and I'm going to be showing you guys how I created this little centerpiece offer winner for my dining room table. So I've just laid down a burlap runner. It does not go all the way across the table because I don't want it to hang off, but this runner does match any decor. And then I laid down some kind of, it's almost like a burlap twig type of placemat, and I laid those down. Those actually go under plates and are used as a charger, but I wanted to add some visual interest and some texture and layer that onto my runner. So I just laid those down, and then I added a wooden tiered tray that I also purchased from Hobby Lobby, and then I'm adding some wooden candlesticks and then LED battery operated candles to the center of this wooden tray. And then I'm just going in and I'm layering some pine picks. You'll also see me layer another type of pine here in a few minutes in with this. And then I'm just going to layer in some pine cones and some white acorns, just things that make this look more like winter. For the holiday season, I like to really decorate my table and put out gold chargers and holiday decor themed plates and lots of candlesticks and things like that. But I'm just keeping my table simple now that it's just winter, and I'm not going to be adding all of the plates and chargers and actually setting a full table. So for the winter months, I just have my centerpiece, a few candles for some added ambiance during supper time, and just keeping my table nice and clean. Well, friends, that about wraps up this video. I'm so glad that you joined me for today's video, and I hope that you gained some inspiration for some more winter decor in your home. Just remember to keep it green and to keep it simple and to keep it cozy during the winter months. And stay tuned because I have a few more rooms to decorate for winter time, and then I'll be doing some Valentine videos as well. So I hope you'll join me for those upcoming videos. Taste and see that the Lord is good. Psalm 34, verse 8.